I suppose the sense that there's no crowds and that the couple of the restrictions, which are particularly strict, the buddy system as it's called, only being able to spend time effectively with one person all week, that's obviously very different. But I mean, when I think about yesterday, I played 18, I practiced, I got up, I saw my physio online, did a few exercises, and before I knew it, I was kind of in bed. So there wasn't actually much difference yesterday. And I think come tournament days, it's not going to be 80% of it won't be that different. But it's going to be, if you wanted to, for example, if I finished by 1 p.m. tomorrow and I wanted to go into Newcastle for the afternoon and have dinner out there, then that's something I would love to have done. And to not be able to do that, and then it be compounded by the fact I can't even have dinner here with friends. You have to be with one person. It's that's when I suppose it becomes different, very different. So yeah, it's mostly the same, but different enough in a small but very important way. Yeah.
The European Tour pros have been sort of sitting, watching their PGA Tour colleagues and rivals playing for the last 5-6 weeks. Have you been itching for this day to arrive?
I haven't really. I haven't been itching for it, but
why not?
I don't know. I don't know. I just haven't. Hard to explain whether it's because obviously knowing what's probably I was going to be faced with. Maybe that was just what wasn't providing me with a ton of excitement. Having said that, Ian, I don't tend to get that excited about lots of things. I mean, I was longing for a thunderstorm a few weeks ago and it never came, and that's as disappointed as I've been in a long time, let me tell you. So but it might change tomorrow when I get out there and play some golf. I've played quite a bit in the last few weeks at home, which has been nice, and I've been practicing. Although ironically, I felt almost a bit more depressed is too strong a word, but when we were fully in lockdown, it was actually okay because I was there thinking, well, there's no one's doing anything anyway, so it's not a problem. Once I started practicing, but knowing it was still quite a long way ahead of me, they were the tough days actually, tough to get motivated. But I suppose, the last couple of days on the course, I've been feeling a bit more motivated. So yeah, it'd be nice to go out there and compete in that sense.
Do you feel at some kind of disadvantage because you're taking a conscious decision potentially not to play in two majors that you're qualified for, you're eligible for, simply because you're in the wrong side of the world? And we all know that America kind of dominates and Europe kind of follows, other than when they play each other in the Ryder Cup. So I just wonder if there is a broadening of the us and them through no one's fault, just the circumstances.
I don't personally feel any. I don't feel bitter about anything in that way. Even with the world rankings, I don't. It is what it is. I mean, you could take that, you could extrapolate that as far as you want. We're all going to be dead in 100 years, so I don't think anyone's going to look back and worry about world ranking points. There's that way of thinking about it, and then there's also the way of thinking about it from my perspective that my career hopefully is going to be another 15 years or so, and they're two events, so it's not. Why, when you put it into that kind of perspective, I then think it's easier to make a decision like I've made as well. So, having said that, there are players who have decided, I think, to go and play in those and not be here, and they're fully obviously entitled to that. I just, from my perspective, I felt like it wasn't a big thing. I mean, listen, had I been able to have access to a couple of other events around the majors in America, then I probably would have travelled out and tied it all in, but that seemingly was an option. So, this is where we are, or I am.
And a final question, given this unique circumstance that everyone's in, how easy or otherwise do you think it will be to switch that competitive head on?
I don't know. That could be. I don't know. I'm just hoping I play well. I think the big thing for me, and I know this sounds stupid and obvious, but is that I just hope I go out there and hit some really good shots and play well, because I probably am going to need to, for my own enjoyment and sanity, and like you say, that will bring out the competitiveness in me. And actually, it might be one of those weeks. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen any leaderboards out there actually, but if there are, then look at the leaderboard. If you are doing well, look at the leaderboard. Every time you see one, just to remind yourself, oh, this is what a leaderboard looks like, and that's where I'm at the leaderboard, and to reignite it that way. Otherwise, if you don't know where you're standing, it could be like playing anything, I suppose. And I'm usually one of those players that tends to play, when I am playing well, I tend to play better in a competitive environment. So or a competitive landscape. So I kind of want that to be there as best it can be.